What up, everybody? It's your boy Dtlf back with another episode of Around the League, man. And we got a lot to break down today. How you guys doing in the chat? Hopefully, everybody's doing well. You guys know though, it ain't a show without the guests, right? And we got to bring some goats on here, man. Let's start with my boy WSN. What's up, baby? How you doing?
My dog, bro. Thanks for having me, bro.
Of course, man. Always a pleasure, brother. And of course, it ain't around the league without me's the GM specialist with the X's and O's. How you doing, brother?
Good, man. Bless. What's going on, y'all?
Yep. All right, we're gonna talk about brother Darvin in a
Yes,
little
sir.
bit. So let's get into it. And then of course we gotta have a newcomer, man. We gotta give a new opportunity to the Laker family, man. Arthur's in the building. What's up, Art? How you doing,
What's
man?
up, y'all? I'm good, man. I'm good.
Oh,
Bless you.
sir.
For having me.
Awesome, man. It's a pleasure to have you on board. All right, let's get right into it because we got a lot to talk about, fellas. You guys know there's been a lot of slandering going on, amongst the national media. People like Stephen A. Smith, Charles Barkley, even our very own Shaq Diesel have been slandering Anthony Davis after that injury he sustained last night, right? Uh, Personally, I've never so much as have had a lack of compassion when it comes to anybody getting injured, let alone our own Laker players, right? Uh, what's your guys' thoughts on the whole situation, though? I'm gonna let WSN go first because he was very passionate this morning. He texted me.
It's crazy to me, man. I mean, to me, like, what are the two craziest injuries that you can get, right? An Achilles injury or an ACL injury, right? In basketball, an Achilles injury, most of the time, like, you don't even know, like, when you're actually getting hurt. Like, you're like, whoa, did somebody kick me on the back of my calf? Like, you can't even tell, bro. Like, it's so hard, and people are like, it didn't look that crazy. It doesn't matter if it didn't look that crazy, bro. The man's going out in a wheelchair. If anybody's played sports, I'm sure all of you have, right?
Yes,
If you
sir.
get hit in the head and you're dizzy, you can't play. Period. It's not the same as AD getting his leg hurt or AD getting his arm hurt, bro. It's straight to the head, and you're supposed to have compassion, bro. And to me, it's like Shaq, bro. Like, you're a Laker, man. You're a Laker. You got three chips as a Laker, bro. You should have some kind of compassion to AD, who doesn't say anything bad, who doesn't fight, who doesn't go out trolling people. Like, bro, like, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
I feel your pain, bro. I'm very shocked to see, professionals on TV low key bullying. Because let's be honest, man, we thought we left this in elementary school. You know what I mean? This whole making fun of people injury bullshit. I thought we left it in elementary. I'm gonna go to my guy Mees, man. What's your thoughts on the situation, brother?
Bro, I agree with WSN, man. The complete, utter lack of empathy across the board, man. It was instant laughter, bent over laughter before anyone even knew what was really going on. I mean, my man was sitting on the bench holding his head like he got hit with a bat and no one even cared. And got like you said, got sent off in a wheelchair, bro. That is really just disgusting TV to watch at the end of the day for nobody to show an ounce of concern for a former player's well-being, bro. It just
Yep.
shows the hater
Yep.
attitude, even in our former players that they have towards AD, like WSN says, has caused trouble for nobody. Don't beef with nobody. Don't call none of them out. That was disgusting, man.
It is pretty sickening, man, and I'm glad though that there was some negative feedback on there, and we even had Stephen A. having to apologize. Not that it means anything because it was like a half-ass apology, anyways. But how about we let our newcomer, man, Arthur, my guy, man, let me know what were your thoughts when you seen the antics that are going on in sports journalism today.
I mean, I don't really watch any of the ESPN stuff and all that just because
Right.
I think NBA media is the worst media out of any sport. Like football,
Banger.
like they need to learn from football, hockey, even baseball. We need better people up there. You know what I mean? But I tweeted about it last night. The way they were like cackling was really disrespectful, and I lost a lot of respect for Shaq. Like I was already losing respect. He's kind of been like on Snoop level to me, you know what I mean? Like double agent, like type of
Yeah.
fan type shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't.
Yep.
I'm sorry if I curse or not. I
Are you
apologize.
good? Hey, this is an
All
unfiltered
right.
show, bro. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, it was uncalled for. I also tweeted, I've been elbowed in the head playing hoops when I was a kid, and I got in the temple. I got a concussion. I've been in a fist fight, been hit in the temple, and I was dizzy for like 30 minutes. Right. And I've also hit the back of my head snowboarding with a helmet on and got knocked out clean. Like you don't know what happens with these type of injuries. Like literally anything like WSN was saying, like Achilles it just happens. You know what I mean? Like and them clowning them just pissed me off, bro. Like I was mad last night. Like that I was more mad about them cackling than I was about the L, because I was honestly expecting the L to begin with. I had us in 6. So
right. We're gonna get into the game in a little bit, but you're absolutely right, man. It's just, to me, I'm more baffled to how out of touch the national media has become. Like, I feel like the trolling that goes on in social media with Twitter and Instagram and everything, I feel like these mainstream guys like Stephen A are trying to pick up on that, and they're trying to kind of fit in with that culture. You know, they probably doing it for clicks and views and, you know, he's and ha-has. At the end of the day, you got to stay true to yourself, man.
They read all the Stan comments on Twitter, bro. Like I guarantee it. They read all the weird stuff that people say on Twitter, and that's their material for the next day on the next show. That's like I guarantee it. Like these guys are on Twitter all day, just like we are. You know what I mean? Like, or at least I am. At least I'm
it's embarrassing to see grown folks acting so immature, especially when you got the blessing of having that platform. You know, children watch this show. You don't want them to pick up on horrible habits like making fun of people that get hurt. That to me was the biggest thing for me. Gonna read a question off here, or actually a comment. He said, "Not gonna lie, I was salty about last night. I bought my ticket to crypto after Game 5. I'm 4-0 when I'm there. I'm gonna make it to 5. Get there, baby. Get there. We need all the good luck charm." By the way, I'm 6-0 too. No, actually 5-0 as well when I've been to crypto this season. So I've been blessed with some good Laker victories as well. All right, we got to talk about Steve Kerr, man. Steve Kerr, bro.
Oh, man.
Steve Kerr mentioned flapping during his, pregame interview. He tried to play the good cop, bad cop role. When the series started, it was all, rainbows and sunshines. Oh, the refs are doing a great job, and then all of a sudden they lose. They're down 3-1, and oh my goodness, the flopping, it's egregious, right? Do you guys believe this is a desperation attempt from Steve Kerr to sway the officials, or like, what are your guys' comments on the whole Steve Kerr situation? Let's start with the newcomer. What you got, brother?
I mean, he's under the Popovich, Phil Jackson coaching tree. You know what I mean? Like, Phil Jackson used to complain about officiating too. A lot of coaches do. But I do think it's funny that he tried to pretend like, oh, the officiating, I don't have a problem with the officiating, but after Game 1, they sent film to the NBA. Every team does that, by the way. Like, after every game, they send film to the NBA, the plays that they thought were bullshit. But I just think it's funny that they try to act like all like noble and then, come out and then talk about it. You know what I mean? Darvin Ham was kind of gangster about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Darvin had the right response for sure, yo. Darvin had the right response for sure.
Darvin Ham handled like his response well. Like Steve Kerr was he was a little like wishy-washy to me about it, but it is what it is.
What about you, Meeks? What you thinking, brother?
Oh, absolutely. I think it was a little he saw the writing on the wall. And we was getting up in him, man. And it's a little desperation tactic to try to get some officials, try to get any help he can. Like, they pulling jerseys, they slapping people, ref, do something. I think it's a desperation attempt when he saw that 3-1 lead creep up on him. He got to claw at any straw he can to try to get some victories at this point. He getting desperate.
That was definitely a desperation comment, man. WSN, do you think it worked last night with the horrible, atrocious officiating that happened, or is just that? What do you think about that?
100%, bro. 100%. I mean, like, the complaints that he's like, if me and you are on the same team, Dan, you and me, and we're playing Mees and Arthur.
It's a wrap. Right? It's a wrap.
And let's say you and me, we like to take it into the paint, like we like to take it hard. And let's say Mees and Arthur, they take it in like they're a bunch of light skins. I don't know what you. I don't mind
that. We're good.
Think about it. I mean, Kobe told Jordan Clarkson, right? He told him stop taking it to the paint like a light skin, bro. So it's
he did.
Yeah, you got
Steph, that's hilarious, bro.
You got Poole, you got Clay. They all avoid contact when they take it in. I mean, even for us, our point guard in Dennis Schroeder, he takes it in hard. Right. Anthony Davis takes it in hard. LeBron James takes it in hard. And the Warriors.
That's what she said, man. That's what she said.
Steph Curry's looking behind him now every time he goes for a layup. Homie's missing bunnies that usually hits. That's how much fear AD's putting in these fools' hearts, bro. Like, dead ass. Like, Like Steph Curry, those layups usually go in, and then I see him look over before he turns to hit a layup. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
All
bro.
right,
They're second. I think they're second in like fouls per, in the regular season, right?
they are. They're second. They're
Yep.
second, and we're first in not
In the least
fouling.
amount of.
Yeah.
And
we play legit defense, they don't, and they're bitching and we're not. So I mean, I think
look,
it's
sorry to interrupt. If Draymond
Okay.
Green is not in foul trouble, that game is not being officiated properly. Like that is that like if he is not in foul trouble,
very
that game
true.
is not being officiated properly. If he doesn't have a tech by the first half, that game is not being officiated properly. Like that's just like that is my like barometer of us getting a good game. The 5-second violation was when I knew we were cooked. Like Charles,
we haven't seen that in a cool minute. WSA, okay, there he is.
The last palming violation I saw was Jordan Poole in the regular season, which oddly enough, like that's the only one I can think of this season that I remember seeing watching a game, because I watch a lot of hoops, you know, like I watch every Laker game, but I watch a lot of hoops. He's the last person I saw get called for a palming violation, and it was in a regular season game. Yeah. And then we get the palming, and then Steph Curry pulls with Russell Westbrook right afterwards and starts crip walking across the court before he dribbles.
I remember that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, my thing is my whole situation, my whole thing with this, and WZ is correct, man. The problem with this team is that they land a lot of moving screens. They use their hands a lot on the defensive end, and then you see Draymond just irate, and he goes up to the officials, and I'm sure they can really smell what he had for breakfast the way he's all up in their face, because this dude, man, how does he survive not getting thrown out and injected out of the game, right? The fix is in at that point. Like, I've never seen a player get away with so much bullshit.
We got Joey Crawford giving Timmy D a tech for laughing on the bench. You know what I mean? But
exactly.
Like Draymond can get right here, like right up in their face, and nothing.
That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. And Wiz says the reason they're falling to the ground is because they're illegal screens. Well, look, flopping. Everybody knows flopping is a part of the game, right? Like, I know damn sure they don't want to talk about flopping because that's the only way Curry gets to the free throw line. Have you guys seen every single fucking 3-point shot they shoot? They do the splits on the motherfuckers, man. They look like Jet Li, Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, you name it. You know that.
I will say this about Steph, right? I do think he is one of the most disrespected superstars when it comes to officiating in this league. I really do. Like, he's one of the greatest offensive players to ever touch a basketball. But homie do be flopping. Yeah. And like, people get mad at LeBron like for like flopping. I'm like, bro, do you see how much contact this man takes on every drive? Like, what
my point? Yeah, my point is everybody flops, man. That is just
everybody flops.
And they do it because the officials reward them for that bullshit. So if they want to call anybody out, they should start with their own team, because they're not really an attacking team. Honestly, they shouldn't have any free throws in the game. Maybe that's being a little too much, but we should not be tied in free throws at the end of a game, because there's two completely different play styles, right? Now, I'm gonna go to WSN on this one, man. JaMychal Green of the Golden State Warriors, man. He just he just provided some motivation, I think, for LeBron James and the Lakers. There was a post by SportsCenter which quoted LeBron James saying that they don't practice flopping, and of course, the new found Dylan Brooks and JaMychal Green. Just the role players, always the role players. He put a cap emoji over LeBron's head, like saying he's lying. How much are the Lakers winning by tomorrow? That's the question.
I think it was Nick Wright that said that the series was going to play out kind of like how the Grizzlies series played out. So I think that we're going to destroy him. JaMychal Green, bro. Like, at least Dylan Brooks is a role player and he's in the starting lineup. The hell is JaMychal Green? Yeah, one game. You started one game and you're puffing your chest out, bro. Like, you're talking about like, and I hate when people are like, "Oh my God, LeBron is here, you're here." We know that. Regardless, whether you're up there with LeBron or not, you should not be talking shit about flopping or anything, bro. Like, have some respect. I don't know why people are out here disrespecting LeBron James like that. Like, have some respect, bro. You wouldn't be talking to LeBron James like this if he was 35, 34 years old. Because you know that he could change the whole outcome of the whole game by himself. So now you're sticking your chest out. And if they were up, I mean, Luka said like everybody talk tough when they're up. You're not even up, bro.
Right.
You're not even up. You're down 3-2.
But they're the ultimate front runners, because they win one game and all of a sudden, they want to run their mouth, right? Now you made a great point, WSN. And I'm actually going to bounce off of that question to ask my boy Mees. Why do you think it is that role players, and that's what they are, they're role players, like Dylan Brooks and JaMychal Green like to run their mouth when they're not on the same level as LeBron or the Lakers organization? Like, why? What is it that this new generation is feeling froggy? Like, why are they leaping, fam? Talk to me, man.
You know what I'm learning, man, with these new kids on the block, man. They're literally getting paid off of the crap they're throwing on Twitter and getting their name, like Patrick Beverly, Dylan, into a category of like, I'm a defensive player and getting contracts off of it. So I think they're trying to run their mouth so they can get mentioned as this type of guy, when it's like disrespectful, and not only disrespectful, but I mean, I get it from a money perspective. You want to get your reputation out there, but you're doing it before you go on the road to these people's buildings.
It's not very smart, right?
Win the series and then talk when you're done. Why would you say that before you come into crypto arena running your mouth about LeBron? Now we're going to at least put a 15, 20 piece on your head tomorrow, man. Like, just why? I don't get it, man.
Talk to him, man. Shout out to Don Terry in the chat. Thank you, brother, for the super chat. And my guy Art, man, why do you think it is that these guys are feeling so spontaneous that they want to run their mouth and they want to go to social? I agree with Mees, by the way. I wonder if there's money in it for them. Like I'm curious.
You want me to get like deep about it? I think.
Hey, speak your mind, brother. Speak your mind.
I think it starts from youth, like youth basketball, like AAU. These kids, all they do is they try to come up with highlight reels, mixtapes, talking shit, getting their name out there, social media. All that type of stuff has gotten these kids to act different. Like the level of respect these young players have towards all-time greats is insane to me. Like it used to be like, you're a rookie. Like you're getting us our popcorn. You're getting us our food. You're getting us this. You're getting us that. And now they're acting real froggy and stuff. And it's first, it's the money, right? Like these kids are getting paid from fucking Nike and Gatorade and all this and that when they're 12, 13, 14 years old. So I mean, there's a lot of factors behind it, but I do think it starts from like youth, like the way they're taught to play basketball.
That's a great point. That is a great fucking point. I have seen, I've gone to my little nephew's youth basketball games, and I've seen players out there. I've seen young kids out there, dancing and doing all this weird stuff, the gritty and all these signature dances. I'm like, they're still in the game. Still a lot of game to go, So, it is. You know what, man? Social media has been a blessing because it gives us, people like us a platform, and it's also been a curse because it gives the people that don't deserve a platform as well. So, it's a gift and a curse. Now, LeBron James has not scored a 30-point game yet in this postseason, right? Will tomorrow be the LeBron James game in your guys' opinion, or will it be the Anthony Dog Davis game? Man, I'm gonna start with Mees. What you thinking, bro?
I put on Twitter last night. Even when we were kind of speculating whether Anthony Davis was gonna come back, I figured if he wasn't, I think this will be the moment. LeBron's like, we're not going 7. We're not coming back to the Bay. I think that LeBron game is coming tomorrow. With or without AD, LeBron is not going to the Bay. Although I did not like watching LeBron again, he keeps untying his shoes after the game. It's kind of let me know that it is a problem in there. He's just gonna fight through. But I think tomorrow we get in that game. I think we got that LeBron game coming.
I like that. All right. What you thinking, Art?
Well, I mean, I think he was about to have it last game, to be honest with you, until he was getting fouled 35 times a layup. You know what I mean? Like he started that second half amazing. You know what I mean? But like I do think we're due for a LeBron game, and I agree with me. He's like, homie's hurt. Like he's not injured. You know what I mean? Like he can still play, but he's hurt more than like a lot of players wouldn't be playing at the if as hurt as he is, I think. You know what I mean? Like we went from seeing a 30-point per game score in the regular season to somebody who's been kind of timid and taking his time and watching the game play out and kind of letting AD do what he does. So I do expect we need, like, LeBron's going to come out, bro. He has to. He's going to come out. He's gonna shoot that vibranium in his ankle. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
we're
I
vibing.
like that. I like that. Okay, a little Marvel action over here.
Yes, sir.
WSM, bro, who you got coming out to the welcome party tomorrow at Staples Center, man? Who you got at Crypto? Who
You
you
already
inviting
know.
at the Crypt?
You already know I'm going with AD. AD,
That's
man, he's got to play like a dog. I think LeBron James, I'm loving the way that he's playing. I'm loving whether he's scoring 20, whether he's scoring 34, whatever the hell he has to score. The way that he's playing right now is amazing, bro. He's playing off of the players. I mean, it's hard for a point forward to be able to mesh well with other players, especially when you don't have the ball in your hands. But he's been able to play amazing defense. He's been able to cut. He's been able to. I love the way that he's playing. I wish he would tone down a little bit on the threes. I wish AD would tone down a little bit on the mid range and take it into the paint. Just because we've been doing really good when we're putting him in foul trouble. So I think that Anthony Davis is going to have to be the one to go out there and score 30 plus. I think LeBron James is going to have a cool 24, 25. D'Lo a cool 17 and 19. And then the rest of the role players got to, surround LeBron James and AD anytime they kick the ball out for them. So.
All right. You know what? I'm actually, all great answers, guys, all great answers. But I actually think it's going to be the first LeBron/AD games. I think they're about to put their stamp. The reasons why I think they're both going to show up tomorrow. And I'm not just talking AD defensively. I'm talking offensively, too. I'm talking 20-plus with 15 rebounds, 4 blocks. And then LeBron maybe gets his first 30-point game tomorrow. The reason why is AD on his side, bruh, he's got to be sick of all these wheelchair jokes these immature clowns been putting up. Right? Like that, bro, that joke died. It was never alive, period. That joke was corny and cringy. And it's like you got to put yourself in the position of a loved one. Would you like a loved one to be made fun of like that off of an injury? Right? No compassion. And the reason number 2, right, why I think LeBron will he does not like Steph Curry, man. They might be like pretending to like each other, but you could tell that LeBron gets annoyed by Steph Curry. You could tell like all the praise that Steph Curry gets at times I feel like it's unwarranted. Like they try to throw him in the GOAT conversation out of the blue, right? Now I gotta ask you guys: is Steph Curry in your guys' top 5? I'll start with the new guy Arthur, because that listen, if they throw him in the GOAT conversation, if they throw him in all the way up there, he's got to be in somebody's top 5, right?
All right. So the way I look at he's most definitely not in the top 5. I'll give him like top 10. You know what I mean? Like I'll give him top 10.
That's fair.
I think there's a lot of thinking that needs to be done, right? But like you also have to respect the players that came before him, right? It's a different era. You got to respect the different eras. But to me, like, there's no way he will ever like LeBron and Jordan and Kareem are all cemented as the greatest players of all time to me, right? Like, and Steph Curry, if he gets 1 or 2 more championships, maybe he is a top 5 player of all time, right? But it is kind of weird that he went from like a 15 player, then won 1 more championship, and then went up like 5 or 6 levels in people's eyes, which I don't disagree with, but he's definitely not a top 5 player.
I agree. I think people are prisoners of the moment, especially analysts. I mean, don't even get me started on the Devin Booker bullshit. Like every time they calling him Kobe Bryant, as soon as he looks nice.
He's been great. He's been ridiculous this postseason, though. The past 2 postseasons, he's been ridiculous, bro. Homie's not missing shots.
He's great, but he's also benefiting from Kevin Durant and all the attention he gets. Let's be honest, because he's a good offensive player. But when we're talking about, there's layers to the Kobe Bryant comparison. Like Kobe Bryant was a 2-way phenom compared to Devin Booker. Like you can't even double team this guy, man.
No, you can't compare them. They're not I'm just saying Devin Booker's been playing out of his mind. But again, Kobe played in a different era. Kobe played in the dead ball era. It's just different basketball. Like Kobe didn't have the type of spacing Devin Booker has. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. But I mean, in the same sense that I'm talking about the Steph Curry question, and the reason I ask is in your top 5 is because people want to put him in the GOAT debate, and I just feel like they're prisoners of the moment. Right? They're in the moment because he just won the championship last year. He had a 50-point game in the playoffs, first in history. So it's like a moment-to-moment accolade. You cannot hand players accolades based on a moment, right? You got to look at the body of work. So what do you think?
The GOATs are cemented to me. Right. You know what I mean? Like they're just cemented already. Like it's going to be like Steph Curry has room to move up, right? Like he's 35. Steph Curry's probably the best one of the best versions of himself we've
Mhm.
ever seen, like at 35, which is crazy to say. But like he has room to go up, but I never think he'll be a top 5 player. I don't think he'll ever be a top 5 player.
I agree. WSN, will he ever be a top 5 in your book?
Here's my thing. I never say never for anything, right? Because anything can happen. I mean, my thing is I got Curry at number 10. I had him at number 10, I think, a month ago when we did around the league. Now all of a sudden people want to throw him in the top 5. I'm like, what has happened since then? He's won a first-round series. And the whole resume thing. Stephen A. Smith says that if Steph Curry is to win a ring, he'd have a better resume than LeBron. Let's do some accolade counting and stats counting. Less points, less rebounds, less assists, less All-Stars, less All-NBA teams, less all-defensive teams. Have I said regular season MVPs already?
No.
Less playoff points, less playoff rebounds, less playoff assists, less steals, less blocks. And you can't even say it's because he played 20 years because LeBron James was the youngest to do a lot of stuff. So for me, it's like this whole Mount Rushmore thing. There's 4 heads. He said he wasn't willing to take off Kareem. He said he wasn't willing to take off Bill Russell, and he wasn't willing to take off Jordan. He says he has LeBron James as his top 2 all-time player. How do you just pass 3 and 4, you take out 2, and then you put him at number 2? I don't know how that works. I don't know like what's in his head. I don't understand. And for all those years that Steph Curry has been beating LeBron, he was saying that Kevin Durant is the best player on those teams. So if Steph Curry wasn't even the best player on his teams for all those years of him winning chips, on 2 of those, at least half of them, how does he now become better all-time than LeBron James? You had LeBron James as the best player in the world from 2015 to like 2020, Stephen A.
Right.
Now you're saying Steph Curry is jumping past LeBron James? To me, Steph Curry is right now, in my opinion, number 10. If he's to win another ring and another Finals MVP,
you move him up a little bit.
I'll move him up to like
That's
number
fair.
8. I'll move him
That's
up to
fair.
number 8, but I'm not throwing him in the top 5 because it's like his resume doesn't, like, you can say maybe like rings, you can say MVPs, you can say not even Finals MVPs, but I don't know. It just, to me, like,
No, you're absolutely right, man. Listen, I echo your sentiment, and I'm gonna leave my take for last. I'm gonna let my guy Mees go ahead, bro.
Man, I'm with you, WSN. It's my thing is LeBron is 20 years in, having to crown himself because nobody's even paying attention to what he's doing in his 20th season. Like he's adding to his legacy and heading to what would this be, a 12th potential final in his 20th season, and it's not even being talked about. He can only add to his legacy up to this point, but somehow you got Steph because of one game leapfrogging everything LeBron did for 20 years and knocking him out his spot. You can't move. If LeBron retired right now, his thing is concrete. But I also don't like how Kobe is nowhere to be found in any of this conversation. And people just jump over Kobe easily, like he's never even played the game. Like he didn't drop 20 years in the game, bro. It's kind of mind-boggling to me. But personally, I have Steph, no particular number, but outside the 10. But if he were to win one this year, which ain't gonna happen, but hypothetically, if he did, he would slide into my top 10 if he were to win, if he were to get a 5th title. But nothing he can do. He's not leaping Bron.
And that's a fair fucking take right there. Look, bottom line is this, right? Curry can never be in my top 5 ever. I can't say never because I'll tell you why. Everybody I have in my top 5 is a two-way player. Curry is not. They hide this motherfucker more than hide and seek. You know what I'm saying? Like they put him away at the he's guarding the worst player on the floor at all times. He doesn't even attempt to play defense at times. And it's like, okay, everybody I have in my top 5, Kobe included. And if you don't have Kobe in your top 5, I don't know if I can respect your list personally, but that's just me. That's just me, right? But everybody in my top 5 is a two-way player. Curry is not. So he can never waltz in. You can't just walk in there. You can't, I want a player. If I'm going to have a GOAT conversation, he has to impact not just on the offensive end, but on the defensive end, right?
He gets hunted.
Yes, he should.
We did it the whole 4th quarter in Game 4. We literally, Lonnie Walker hunted him. Lonnie Walker, who's a guy that has barely played this season after that ankle injury, and LeBron James were hunting him the entire 4th quarter. Granted, Steph has become a better defender, and he's a smart defender. But if you're getting hunted on every offensive possession, like, come on, man. You know what I mean?
Look, all I got to say when somebody tries to put him in the GOAT conversation is Lonnie Walker. That's it. I'm going to hunt. For the rest of my life, it's going to hunt. Lonnie Walker beat you on a one-on-one. Like, that's it. That's all I need to say. And that's not to discredit Lonnie, because he's phenomenal. You know, he's always been an ISO guy, really. A mid-range. He has a nice mid-range shot. He could attack the rim, do some things. But come on, 15 points in the fourth quarter? Yeah, you can't be a Michael.
They scored 17, by the way. I'm pretty sure the Warriors.
Yeah, so he almost outscored them, right?
He almost outscored the Warriors in the fourth quarter by himself. And it was all on Steph Curry. Every action in the fourth was on Steph Curry. Every single one. It was LeBron and they were taking turns, bro.
I think we can rest our case right there, man. And by the way, you gotta love that the Lakers historically always have like an amazing or a couple of amazing role players throughout our championship runs that step up and have big games. Derek Fisher's, the Robert Horry's, the Rajon Rondos, like, and now we got Lonnie Walker, you know, stepping into history and doing his part. So I look forward to seeing what Game 6 will look like tomorrow. Oh, did we lose my guy? I think we lost my guy. Hopefully he hits the link and comes back in. But you know, I'm looking forward to hopefully somebody else stepping up tomorrow, Game 6, right? As far as role players go, I did want to ask you guys this. Who do you guys think has the best chance of having a great game tomorrow to try to close out the Warriors? I'll start with Arthur.
I mean, what are we classifying D'Lo as?
D'Lo's a role player. I don't think he's a star because he one game he has 20 points plus, the other one he has 4. I can't put him in the star category. You know, I can't do that.
I mean, I think D'Lo's going to have a great game tomorrow. D'Lo's had 2 bad games in a row.
Yeah.
I think he had 2 bad games in a row in the Grizzlies series, and then just had like D'Lo's kind of like, he's very microwavy. Like he snaps for like a quarter, and he's been a big momentum changer for us in like some of these games, right? Like he hasn't played well the entirety of the game. He's kind of like Jaylen Brown last year. Like Jaylen Brown would look like the worst player in the world, and then for one quarter he's Michael Jordan. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what? That's a great pick. D'Angelo Russell's a great pick. I mean, at times he's looked like the 3rd best player on our team, right? And it's because that's why we acquired him. We've been, you know,
he should be though. He's a $30 million player. You know what I mean? Like he should be the 3rd best. He's second pick in the draft.
Well, that's why we acquired him, because we needed somebody who can space the floor and maybe have better decisions with, you know, on ball, can help LeBron James, you know, maybe a little bit on ball in the backcourt. We all know Russell Westbrook wasn't that guy. So you know, D'Lo came in like, it was like, man, I don't want to make one of these Rob Pelinka references, but it was like a cup of water in a dry desert. Like he came through, man. You know, so that's a great pick right there. Who you got, WSN? Who you think is the role player that has the highest probability, in your opinion, of having a big game tomorrow? Role players.
Ooh. I think I gotta go with D'Lo. I think people are underrating how important he's been for us. I mean, game 1, he came out swinging, and I think also, was it game 3? Game 3 he started off like the first 12 points. Like D'Lo's been good, bro. I mean, he's given him a lot of trouble, bro. They've had to switch off like multiple times because of him, and I think D'Lo's gonna come out swinging, man. I think D'Lo's gonna have to prove a point.
Yeah, and listen, a lot of the times when they switch the pick and roll and Curry gets out on D'Lo, I see D'Angelo's eyes just widen up. Like, dude is just, he gets mad excited. I get mad excited. I'm like, cook him. You know, I'm yelling at my TV, cook this motherfucker. Take him to the hole. Do something. You know, and he more times than not, he's delivered. Now, he has had a couple bad games, but, you know, I'm curious to see what he does tomorrow. And he plays a lot better at home, by the way, behind our crowd. Like, wow. And this is why I categorize him as a role player. Role players usually play much better in the playoffs at home, right? Behind their home crowd and whatnot. Somebody asked me if he's not a star. Well, my opinion on that is, you know, got to be a little bit more efficient for me to put you in there. But he's borderline in that shit. Like, he's made a couple All-Star.
I think he's star adjacent. You know what I mean? Like he's almost there. You know what I mean?
Right. It's like a borderline star because
he has the abilities.
He puts up the numbers during the regular season for sure. I mean, 18 points a game is pretty star-ish, right? It's just, will he show up on a nightly basis to be determined, right? Mees, who you got, bro? Same thing?
I do agree with the D'Lo pick. Issues with D'Lo, as you say, is kind of night and day sometimes. But what I'm seeing on the floor is, even though I'm giving Ham his flex, you know, he still has this habit of putting Dennis Schroeder next to D'Lo, which cancels D'Lo out, moves D'Lo in the corner watching Schroeder. So it takes the ball out of D'Lo's hands. I need the ball in D'Lo's hands to orchestrate. That gets him going. That gets him pulling up in transition for the three. But when Schroeder's taking the ball out of his hands, his numbers tank. So my star tomorrow, I got a little sneaky pick. I think my man AR-15 gonna come out and do something nasty. I think he has that mindset. He know what's going on. I saw the look in his eye.
Man, you took my
the
pick,
last
bro.
game. I think AR-15 is gonna quietly come in there and light him up.
Did you see that rebound he got in the first quarter when he
snatched
it? Man, he snatched it out the air.
Ready.
He's cold, bro. People were doubting him already. They wanted him out of the starting lineup. And I'm like, no, he's not afraid of the moment. He's been
you know how hard that kid's been working the past 2 series?
Yeah.
Like you're chasing Desmond Bane around screens nonstop, and now you're chasing Klay Thompson around moving screens nonstop, and then you're chasing Steph Curry around moving screens.
They don't get it,
man.
Like, your legs are gonna be shot, bro. Like you know what I mean? Like
the average fan doesn't see that though. You know, you got to see the big picture. If you see the big picture, you understand exactly what Matt Arthur just said. You know, it's not easy. He's been guarding one of the best shooters in the league, in the league, the history of the league, right? And
he is guarding the great. He's guarding the greatest shooter of all time.
And the best off-ball player of all time too.
Best off-ball player of all time.
So you guys are absolutely right. I mean, running through those screens is no easy feature, man. So yeah, you know what? I agree with Mees. I actually had the Austin Reeves pick because I think he's slowly but surely starting to heat up after he had that 23-point game in what was it, game 4? I saw the same look in his eyes you talking about, man. And coming back home, this dude's a phenomenal role player. I think he's gonna have a great game. I would love
like 0-7 too or something. He started like 0-6 or 0-7 that game, and then just started frying.
Yeah,
more right. Like he started off pretty bad.
Slow,
like,
yeah.
Missing his shots. He started off slow. He was like 1-7 or something, and then went off.
Yeah, he started off slow, but that's the mark of a great player or a good player, at least, is that you're not afraid that if the shot is open, you're not going to turn it down. You got to keep shooting. Eventually, they're going to fall. Yeah. So I would love for it to be Rui, though, man. I feel like Rui hasn't got enough minutes for my liking. I would like to see him get a little bit more minutes, and hopefully he can shine as well. Maybe hit us with a nice little 15-point game off the bench, something like that. But it could be anybody. We're a deep team, guys. It could be Dennis, could be Austin, could be D'Lo. We'll see who steps up tomorrow. All right, it is around the league. We dedicated 37 minutes to the Lakers, so I got to switch it a little bit.
We're doing good.
Can you blame us? We love our team.
That's right.
All right, let's talk about Philly, man, because they're playing right now. Matter of fact, I think the game already started. Philly currently up on Boston 3-2 in their series, right? And they're about to play. Who do you guys have in that one? Do you guys think Philly closes it out today at home, or do you guys think Boston forces Game 7 and they take it back at home? Like, who do you guys have and why? And let me start with my boy WSN. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I think I had Philly in the beginning, but that lineup that the Celtics put out, I think they're having both Al Horford and Robert Williams starting. So that's going to be a tough task for Embiid to have to go up against.
Right.
Because he's going to have to try to score on that. That's pretty tough. I think it all comes down to what James Harden does, to be honest with you. If Philly wants a chance of winning this game, James Harden has to be playing the way that he did, I think, in Game 1 and Game 3, I believe. He had
Game 1, Game 4.
Game 1 and Game 4. So I think if James Harden is able to play like that, they need scoring James Harden. I know he's taking a step back and he's trying to, do the pick and roll, pick and pop, all that. They don't need that. They need James Harden to go off today. They need those step back 3-pointers. They need as much as they can get out of him. If they can do that, I got Philly, but otherwise I got the crappy Celtics probably taking this game because of their starting lineup. So,
oh man, I hate the answer, but I respect it. I understand they're a deep team. Let's go, Arthur, bro. Who you got?
I mean, I'm hoping Joel Embiid beats the second round allegations. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a big fan of Embiid, like his play style. I'm also not a big fan of Harden, but I do have a lot of respect for the way he's played this season.
Yes,
and he's the like Embiid's gonna get all the love, but Harden's the reason why they're even in this spot to begin with. Like,
that was gonna be my next question, man. About Harden. Yeah,
he's
phenomenal.
He's been great, and it's Game 5 too. This is Game 6, right? Yeah, this is Game 6. And Harden has been the best player Game 1, Game 4, and Game 5, bro. And Embiid's let Al Horford just absolutely obliterate his life for like the past 8 years in the postseason. Right. It's either been Al Horford or Marc Gasol, dog. Like you're Joel Embiid, you're letting you're letting these guys like bully you. You know what I mean? Like you're 300 pounds. I'm sorry. I think Celtics are going to win this game, but sorry, I get annoyed. I hate watching that team play. I hate watching both teams play basketball. Like,
yeah, no, I understand. Listen, to me, Doc Rivers is one of the most overrated coaches of all time, and I used to really get annoyed by James Harden, like because of his flopping style and just his hunting for fouls all the time. But he's actually earned my respect this series, man. He's kind of went away from that, and he's actually been super impactful. I think I've seen a graphic that said he's averaging better numbers than Wilt or something like that this postseason. So I'm a little surprised, but in a pleasant way because they're playing Boston. Obviously, I'm going for Philly. Who you got, Mies?
Man, I called the Celtics to win in 6. And the way teams keep doing that we're just going to take turns, I will not be surprised at all to see Boston blow Philly out on their own floor tonight and push a game 7. That's actually what I kind of anticipate, since we keep seeing these teams flip-flop when they feel like playing, and then they don't feel like playing. So I'm calling Boston tonight, and I think Boston actually gonna beat them back at home in 7.
Wow.
And
Okay.
they're going to get ready for us in the final.
Man, actually, you know what? Harden made me a believer in Philly, man. I feel like my boy WSN said, if Harden shows up and they have a nice little game between him and Embiid, who, by the way, Embiid, for the most part of the series, I know he's coming off an injury or whatever, but he's been pretty much clamped up by Horford for the most part.
Every year. This isn't just this series. It's every time they see each other.
And I'm like, how? You're an MVP, bro. Like, what are we doing? Like, Horford is no discredit to Horford. He's a great, solid role player, just a solid defender, solid offensive player. But there's no reason why the MVP should be clamped up by Al Horford, man. And so sometimes I question his heart a little bit, and just like Harden, it annoys me how much Embiid flops. But still, I want to see Philly actually live up to the hype this season. I love Tyrese Maxey. He's one of my favorite young players. I want to see if they can pull it off, man. If they can pull it off, I got to give them props because I didn't think they had a chance.
That would be hilarious, to be honest with you. Well, the Celtics live and die by the 3, right? Like that's kind of like how they play basketball. And then Jaylen Brown gets a little timid, and like there's just like you can tell that they have a young new coach. You know what I mean? Like Jaylen Brown doesn't know when to score when he's having good games, and then he'll stop. And then Jason Tatum will try to take over when he's having a bad game. And it's like that team's weird to me. So like I could see Philly winning. I think the Celtics are going to take it home in 7, but like it wouldn't surprise me if Philly won.
Facts. Yeah, that'd be great, man. Lakers all day. Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for super chat. He said, how y'all feel about D'Lo? What's his grade right now for y'all? I'm gonna start with my boy Mies. What you thinking, bro? What grade you giving D'Lo's performance? I'm gonna assume he means in the postseason. So it didn't make
postseason.
Yeah.
Postseason. I'm giving him a B minus, or X. I don't want to give him a C. I don't want to do D'Lo like that because he's rescued us. He's had big moments where he's rescued us. As far as his whole game totality, high C. And again, it can be way more. I mean, remember when you had his comments, he's like, I'm not a point guard for this team. He's kind of commenting like, they keep having me off ball, man. If you hold on, my thing didn't drop out.
No, you're good, brother. I see.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, if you stop playing him with Schroeder and give him the full bulk of the responsibility, you'll see him back around the 18, 19, 20-point mark. You see the more hot hand, him pulling up in transition if he's not playing next to another point guard. That's kind of what's throwing him off, is he's off the ball too much for my liking, actually.
Okay. So what was the final grade? Was it a
high C on the low B level?
Okay, so it's a C plus, and that's what it is.
Yeah, I got to give him a C plus.
Okay, that's fair. WSN, bro, what you giving my boy D'Angelo Russell this postseason so far, based on your expectations?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with a B, and the reason why I'm gonna give him a B is because people were saying that he'd probably be unplayable in this series. People were saying D'Lo might be too slow. He's not going to be able to switch off picks. Yeah, people were saying that we shouldn't even be playing. People were saying let's put Dennis in the starting lineup because D'Lo can't chase around.
Those people are tripping. They must have forgotten what Dennis looked like the last time he was with us as a starting point guard. He was putting up bagels, man. People forget that. Like,
I mean, hold on. He also had just come back from COVID. If we're gonna be honest right now.
No. Dennis, historically, he's been so much better off the bench, man. And I'm so glad a coach finally had the cojones to put him there, because I love Dennis, especially his defense. But D'Lo, Dennis, I'm taking D'Lo all day. As far as the floor spacing as well, that's like next level for me. But go ahead, continue. Sorry for cutting you off, brother.
It's all good. Yeah, so I give him a B. I've been loving the way that he's playing. Like we've been saying, we just need the role players to play like good on occasion. Somebody's got to step up. Every game, somebody's got to step up, and he's been able to step up. I think in game 1, he stepped up in game 6, right? I think against the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Stepped up in game 4 this series. I mean, to be honest with you, without him in the game that he played in game 4 and game 1 this series, I don't know where we be. I don't know where we've needed those points, bro. He kept us in that game in game 1 in the third quarter. He kept us in that. So I'm gonna give him a B. He's doing fine, and I think he's starting to calm down a little bit. I think the nerves were kind of not settled in the beginning.
People were saying he had a bad track record in the playoffs as far as shooting percentage and all of this goes. But hey, listen, it's a new day. It's a new team, and I think he fits in perfectly here, especially on the offensive end. All right, Art, what you got, bro?
I agree. I think he's been a B, and it's mostly been because how important and I talked about this earlier. He has been a key factor in momentum swings in games that look like they were going to go the other way. You know what I mean? Like even in the Grizzlies series too. Like he hit like tough buckets when we couldn't score, but he made very momentum swinging plays. And like he's had some bad games, and part of that, like Mies was saying, was like a little like him playing next to Dennis and all that type of stuff. But like he's the reason. He's one of the big reasons why we're at where we're at. You know what I mean? Like other than AD and LeBron. You know what I mean? Like they're like it might have taken us 7 games to beat the Grizzlies if D'Lo didn't have one of those games. You know what I mean? Or like one of those quarters. So. He's just hopefully he has another microwave moment in him tomorrow where he just scores 15, 16 in one quarter and just opens the game.
Absolutely. I'm actually gonna give him a B+ because he's doing pretty good. Like you guys said, he's had crucial moments, but I still expect a little bit more from him. Like I don't expect those crazy off days when he only has like a 4-point game or whatnot. I understand it's a long series and that's going to happen to some players, but I had high expectations when we acquired D'Angelo because I was like, finally, we got a playmaking, shooting combo guard who we've been desperately needing for quite some time, So, I'm expecting this man to be at an A. So I'll put him at a B+ for now. He's had a couple of subpar games, but he'll be back. And like you guys said, it could be tomorrow. Hopefully, everybody steps up tomorrow. All right. When and if the Lakers advance, it looks like we're getting Denver. In my opinion, I think it's going to be Denver. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much of a threat do they pose to the Lakers, in your opinion? And I'm going to start with my man Arthur right here.
I think they're the best team in the league besides us. To me, it's whoever wins the West wins the championship. Is kind of like how I'm looking at it. Jokic is. I know he's not like a great defender, but he's such a savant offensively. Like it makes up for his lack of defense. And now they have Aaron Gordon in his role where instead of him being like last year against the Warriors, he was a 2 option. This year, he's their like 4th option. You know what I mean? Like
right.
That's gonna be a tough out. AD, I think AD, if we play him, hopefully that happens. If we play him, AD's going to do what he wants to do, and Jokic is going to do what he wants to do, and they're just going to kind of cancel each other out. It's going to be a series of the role players to me. Everyone else has to play well. You know what I mean?
So they're pretty high on your scale then, right?
They're a great team. Man.
I agree.
And they have a ridiculous home court advantage. Playing in Denver.
Yeah, the Mile High City. Oh, my goodness, yeah. High altitude, that's going to be tough. You're absolutely right. I agree. I've been mentioned Denver on this show as a serious threat to us and to everybody in the West because they're extremely deep. I mean, they got bench players like Bruce Brown who already dropped 30-point games off the bench. Jamal Murray. Healthy Jamal Murray is very dangerous. Of course, Jokic, Michael Porter Jr., who I think is one of the most underrated young players. So yeah, they're extremely deep. Where do you have them at? WSN 1 through 10. How dangerous are they? how much do they pose a threat to the Lakers?
I'll say this. I think the Denver Nuggets are kind of proven to the league that it's all about depth. It's not about having like multiple superstars, or I think they're kind of showing to the league that it's all about depth. I think the same thing that we're doing is, even though we have 2 superstars, it's really the depth, right?
Yep.
On a scale 1 to 10, I'm gonna say 1. And it's not me being a fanboy. It's not me being a fanboy. It's about the fact that we're playing the Golden State Warriors. You play any other team, like I said, if we win this, we win the NBA championship. Because when you play the Golden State Warriors and the offense that they run, the off-ball screens, like the motion offense that they run, it's like going from playing that to playing any other team. It's going to be so much easier. Austin Reeves is not going to have to be chasing around anybody, man. I mean, he gets to actually put that effort on offense. D'Lo don't got to run around. Look at Vanderbilt. I mean, he hasn't even been playing any minutes because we haven't even been able to use him as much because we need more offense now. So it's like any team's going to be easier. I do believe that once we do get past Denver, the Boston Celtics going to be kind of hard, only because they got multiple wing players. They got Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and that's kind of been our problems this year.
So then you're definitely rooting for them to lose tonight, right?
I am. I want to play the Sixers. I
think we beat the Sixers in 5, to be honest with you. I think we beat Philly in 5 if we play Philly.
Okay.
But we're going way ahead. I don't want to do that. But if we were to beat Philly, we beat them in 5.
Okay, what you thinking? What you thinking, Mees?
Got no worries with Denver, but I've always looked at them for the last few years and said they were a healthy run away from making a conference final, and they're definitely about to do it this year. My one only issue with Denver is we don't have Dwight Howard no more. So I'm not putting AD on Jokic. He will be in foul trouble right out the gate, and we cannot have that. So are we going to go big? We know Ham is showing he's not going to do that. I would try Mo Bamba in spurts of Wayman, but I would be curious to see if Vando he was able to shut down Doncic. Can he compete against Jokic in this series? I think that would be an interesting little matchup. It's interesting X factor if Ham doesn't go big, but I would not put AD on Jokic for long, like starting him for Jokic for the whole game.
I you know what? I disagree with all of you. I think Denver is the most dangerous team that we will face because not only do they have home court advantage, they're the number 1 team in the West for a reason. Besides their depth, you already mentioned it, Means. I think that was a great point. You hit it on the head. We don't have Dwight Howard. And if we go small versus Denver, we're going to pay the price because not only can they kill you on the glass, they can kick it out. They got shooters everywhere. Then we got to go to the Mile High and try to win a game on the road. You know, we're already looking gassed this series. Imagine they're going to try to push the pace. They're used to playing there, right? That's their home court. We got to it's going to be crucial to steal a game on the road over there, and then we got to protect home court just to win the series. I actually think Denver will be tougher than Golden State because they're more well-rounded. To me, Golden State is a one-trick pony. If they're not knocking down their threes, you beat them. You know, they don't have any post-game. They're okay at slashing, but outside of Andrew Wiggins, I'm not really afraid of anybody coming in the paint like that. But Denver,
Denver doesn't have a reliable backup big either. Like they like if you really think about it, like they got Thomas Bryant, they're not playing him. Their next big man is DeAndre Jordan.
My biggest concern is not even their bigs. My biggest concern is that they're going to try to run us out of the building, man. And we're already going to be spent, especially if we don't win Game 6. If we have to go to 7 and win that on the road in Golden State, I'm really concerned for that Denver series. That's my main concern. I actually think I put that at a 7 as far as concern goes. But of course, I think the Lakers are deeper. I think the Lakers have the better star power. But still, I think that's gonna be an interesting. That one could go 6 or maybe even 7. I don't know.
I would start Rui against them, to be honest with you.
Rui in place of who?
Instead of Vando, I would start Rui.
Okay.
Because Rui can defend MPJ, right? LeBron is on Aaron Gordon, and AD's not dumb, right? Like Jokic is a finesse player. He's gonna hit you a floater. He's gonna hit you a movement. Like AD's just gonna play defense with his hands up, and Jokic is gonna score, right? I don't see AD really getting in foul trouble. He's too good. He's too smart of a defender. So I think we have the opportunity to start Rui against the Denver series, and that gives us just as potent as an offense as they have with AR and D'Lo, and then we got LeBron, AD. Like I think matchup wise, like that starting 5 is great. And again, our bench, like Vando coming in off the bench, defending Chris Braun or defending Jamal Murray when he comes, you know what I mean? Because
No, you know what? you're not wrong. I actually, if you guys remember, I called for Vando to come off the bench in the Memphis series because at one point, like, they were leaving him wide open. And he wasn't knocking down the shots. Eventually, he started knocking them down. But yeah, I've always liked Rui for the offensive purposes. Obviously, the floor spacing will be a little bit better. You know, they can't sag off of AD and LeBron as much as when they get into the paint. They can't double as much when you have an actual floor spacer. And Rui has been knocking them down at an efficient clip. I think he's top 10 in 3-point shooting this postseason.
Dude, she's shooting like 60% or something.
That's insane, right?
Oh, wow.
Because we, like, when we traded for him, I know he was a mid-range killer, but
I might be wrong about that. Like, but I know
it's over, like, 50 for sure.
After last game, maybe not anymore, but like, he's shooting like high 50s, low 60s and three. And he's taking a decent amount of threes. Like, it's not like one or two. Like, he's been shooting the rock.
Regardless of who he faces, it's gonna be fun, fellas, to see that matchup. I do like your take on benching Vando, but I would probably start the series with him just to see how he can do. I don't like him guarding Jokic because you got to be extremely disciplined. He'll hit you with all kinds of fakes, man. And I think our guy Vando is such a great defensive player, but mostly in the perimeter, right? More than the paint. He could come from the weak side, block shots, and do stuff like that, but I still don't see him as a paint protector, right? Like that, as far as that goes. But still, it'll be interesting to see what Darvin decides with those adjustments, man. It's gonna be fun. All we gotta do though is focus on our game tomorrow, man. What are you guys' final predictions for the game tomorrow? Who do you guys have by how much? And I'll start with my guy. Who did I let go first last time? I don't even remember, man. Let's just start with me. Go ahead, bro.
Bro, after these, not the last game that was game 4, and the stress that was going on, Laker Nation, man. I'm not trying to see nothing down the wire, nothing coming close to the fourth quarter, man. I need us to come out from the first quarter and let them know that it's done. Y'all not competing, because when Golden State gets down, they're done. Their body language is down and all that. But if they get a 5-6 point lead, they are the front runningest team you ever see in your life. All of a sudden, that 3 ball will start falling. I want them done in the first quarter so we can sit back, sip on some pina coladas, and let this be over, man. I need that 20 piece.
Okay.
I need that 20 piece, man.
And that would be such a nice remedy to that bullshit they've been talking over there. We got a 20 piece on Golden State. That's the ultimate end your dynasty and humble your ass mode right there. Arthur.
I look, a part of me thinks it's going to be a close game, right? Like, a part of me thinks it's going to be like within like it's going to be like game 4, like what happened, because I mean, the last 2 games, right? Like, we didn't get a home court whistle game 4. The Warriors still got the benefit of officiating in game 4. I don't know, like, if we get a home court whistle, we win by 20. If the Warriors get the refs in their pockets, it's gonna be a bloodbath type of game.
Yep.
Draymond Green's able to foul and yell at refs and do whatever he does and push AD and shove and this.
He's out here playing football, bro.
Yeah, he's playing a different. They're playing a different sport. Like what Looney did. Like, what are you doing with your elbows, bro? Like the ball is gone. Like, what are you doing? Well, what's going on with your elbows? You know what I mean? Like why are you hitting AD in the face? There's no reason to do that. He acts like he doesn't know what's going on. I'm not gonna say like it was on purpose, but he's kind of like Giannis. Like, I don't think Giannis does anything on purpose, but he's a reckless basketball player, right? Like, he plays recklessly. What Looney did was a reckless like elbow, you know. So I don't know. It can go either way. It can be like a fucking 2-point game, or we can win by 20 or 30. It just depends on the officials. They've had a better whistle. They had a better whistle in the first series against the Kings, and they've had a better whistle. They talk about the free throw discrepancy. That's not all what officiating is. Like you guys have been running pick and roll the whole time and getting open layups. Of course, you're not going to get fouled. Like, AD's away from the basket. Like, you guys, like, GP's just getting layup after layup after layup. Right. So, you know, the whole if we have the refs on our side, we win by 20 plus.
Okay. So 2 predictions for a potential blowout. WSM, man, hit me with the prediction, bro. What's it gonna be?
I'm gonna tell you this. I actually don't have a prediction. It all depends on how the Lakers come out and play. I mean, we've seen that we're clearly the better team. I mean, we pulled out a guy that hasn't even played for 3 months and used him and got a win off that. We're clearly the better team. We're clearly the deeper team. Darvin Ham has been coaching well. It's, do we want to win or not? Are we going to treat it like, oh, you know what, we still got one more game. to play with, or are we going to come out and say, let's end these guys, let's get rid of them? And that's what I want to see more of, bro. We cannot rely on runs. We can't rely on 10-0 runs, 12-0 runs to beat every single team. That's not going to work every single game. We got to be able to punch them in the mouth from the beginning to the end. Instead of saying, oh, you know what, we're down 8, let's try to make a run and come back and then beat them. We can't rely on runs. We're the better team. We're clearly the better team. We clearly have the better team. So it's like, what am I expecting? I'm expecting the Lakers to have that mentality, you know what, let's send him home mentality. I'm expecting them to do it. And if they're able to do that, I don't think this game will be close.
Okay.
I don't think it'll be close.
I'll go ahead and make a prediction, man. I think the Lakers will come out here like it's game 7. Then they're going to come out with a sense of urgency, regardless of the officials. I want the Lakers to put that team in their place. And, they've been hearing all the chatter, all of the cute little Instagram posts and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So I think they're going to come out like gangbusters, man. And I think we're going to bust their ass. I do agree it'll be a double-digit lead at some point. Hopefully they sustain it. But, I predict the Lakers will win at home, at least convincingly, somewhat convincingly, hopefully. Carlos says, our last adjustment that we need to do versus the Warriors has to be Rui starting instead of Vando, better spacing for D'Lo, Bron, and AD, and, of course, good defense. I wouldn't mind it at all. I said it the last series versus Memphis. If he starts, I'm not mad at it because I love Vando. I think he's probably our best perimeter defender as far as length, athleticism, and IQ goes to play those passing lanes. But Rui is more well-rounded. He got the offensive game. He got the back to the basket. He can hit you with a midi. He can attack the rim, extremely athletic. He can run the floor and become another target for LeBron James on a fast-breaking transition. And he's also capable and willing defender. So I'm not mad at that. Do you guys agree?
He makes Steph Curry defend too.
Yeah,
right? You can't hide like every person on the floor is an offensive threat. You can't hide Steph Curry on somebody.
That's right.
Yep.
You know what I mean, Steph can hide on Vando on defense unless we put him in every action. So
and it pisses me off so bad when I see Steph out there. If I was Vando, even if I can't dribble, man, I'm looking to attack him. I'm looking to run him over. Call it charge, but he's gonna feel me. You know what I mean? Like, I want his little weak ass to play defense.
WWE, bro, like after what's been happening to us, like I want Steph knocked on his ass the first possession. Like,
that's right.
Like they've been doing whatever they want physically against us, gouging us, elbowing us. Draymond's been able to do it. Bro, play as physical as you possibly want. Get a tech. Darvin, get a tech. Everyone get a tech on our team. I don't care. Get out there.
And at some point, I want to see Tristan Thompson brick-headed, Kim Kardashian-loving ass out there, man, and setting tough screens. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the boulder out there, man. Set a screen on Curry. Let him feel you, man. At some point, even if it's garbage minutes, I would just want to see that.
Best hype man since Jared Dudley, bro. I love that.
Hell yeah, bro. What do you think, WSM, bro? You like this adjustment my man Carlos came up with right here?
I think if we're talking about the Warriors game, we're talking about game 6. I still prefer to keep Vando only because they're playing small and he's great in the passing lanes, bro. The Warriors have been turning the ball over, and that's why they've been losing games, man. They've been throwing the ball over, and I think defensively, Vando can get in the passing lanes. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been able to give Steph Curry trouble. Any switch that they have, bro, it's gonna be trouble if Vando's switching up on you. I think Rui, he's great, and I think offensively he'd definitely be way better offensively. But I think that defensively, bro, we got to slow them down. We got to make everything harder for them. We got to push them around. Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Gary Payton. I think it's better that they have to deal with Vando than they would have to deal with Rui.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. What about you, Mies?
Man, that's actually a good point. It got me thinking right now because one factor, if you don't have Vando, is Steph now going to break out for that 40-point game because Vando's not in there is kind of what you got to weigh if you do replace him as opposed to what we gain on offense with Rui. So WSM might have swayed me a little bit. I might be more inclined to keep the lineup intact just for that reason. Just for that reason alone, and let Vando lock up Curry for this closeout game and see what we can do going forward.
Can I say something controversial real quick to you guys?
Go ahead.
I think Troy Brown Jr. should start. I know he's had bad games, right? Like I know he's had bad games, but he's got the size, right? Like Vando has completely clogged up our offense, like, and it's been detrimental to us. There's been possession after possession where we're not able to score because of the way Vando is playing. TBJ still has to be somewhat respected from 3, right? And he's a decent enough defender. And I think at home as a role player, like he'll hit shots. And you don't have to start him forever, right? It's not like he has to play. Like if it doesn't work, Get him out of the game. You know what I mean? But like, if we're gonna replace Vando, like I like Rui, but I think TBJ might be really good too. There's options. You know what I mean? You can even start Dennis. Like we have options.
No, I feel you. But I want to use our size, man. I want to go bigger, not smaller. Troy Brown he's got some good size. He's 6'6", right? But for me, the reason I don't like Troy Brown is he hasn't done much in the postseason, right? And just like Malik Beasley, he's gotten his minutes kind of revoked recently, and I think at some point we'll see him in the next series. But I prefer the Rui one. I think that was a good suggestion. Now, I do think WSN makes a great point with the Vando defense. You got to get through those screens. You got to use that size. But I would not mind seeing Rui get out there because now you got like you guys all said, you got to make Curry defend as well. Hopefully he won't have the same legs on the jump shot at the end, especially if it's a close game. So it can go either way.
He's played 40+ minutes the past like 3-4 games. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. Yeah.
He's not used to playing. He doesn't play 40+ minutes every game. That's not what he does. Like, he's usually in the high 30s. I think he played 41, 42 last game. He played 41, 42 the game before.
Yep.
Like AD and LeBron are used to playing heavy minutes. And the one thing about the head injury, right? Like for AD, if AD really isn't like concussed, because like it's the playoffs. If he has a concussion, he's gonna play no matter what. Like our doctors are gonna lie about it. It is what it is. But if he's not concussed, he only played like 30 minutes last game. So he's going to have the freshest legs, and he's been the best player in this series so far. So, who knows?
I look forward to it, fellas. It's going to be fun, man. I can't wait for tomorrow's game, regardless.
I can't wait either, bro.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to sleep tonight just thinking about it. But hey, one of those things. Now, that wraps it up for the basketball portion of the segment, but you guys know I can't let y'all go without some silly, fun questions, man. Some stupid fun on the show, man. That's what Around the League is all about. Now, here's my first one, all right? You were on death row, what would be your last meal? If you had one more to that you could taste food for one last time, what is it going to be? I'm going to go with who's ready? I mean, whoever, man. Anybody could get this one.
Hey, I'll jump in there easy. You know how I feel about just a mean plate of enchiladas with the olives, the rice bean, just combination done right. I need that one more time. Give me that before I check out, man.
Okay.
One more before I go.
I love it. Enchiladas. I love it. What you got, Arthur?
It's got to be like a ribeye steak, bro. Like a ribeye steak, just the highest quality, rare. I want a heartbeat in my bitch. I know you guys. Not everyone's like that.
My man's a vampire, man. He wants the blood in this.
That's how I eat my steaks. I want a heartbeat.
Okay.
And maybe with some asparagus and some potatoes, like mashed potatoes. You know what I mean? But
sounds bomb, dude.
Definitely like a ribeye steak for sure.
Wait, bro. Since you're there, I gotta ask, what is the difference between the extra rare and a regular and a well done, to where people prefer rare?
Okay, so rare, so like rare, it's texture. The more you cook it, the more flavor you lose, right? So like a medium rare steak, I love and I'll eat it. But like anything past medium rare, you have lost all the heart and soul of the steak.
Nah, man, listen, I'm Mexican as fuck. I've tried the bloody steak. I can't do it, man. I need my shit well.
I like my food fully murdered, man.
I like my shit all the way cooked. Listen.
It's not blood though. It's not blood though. Let me put this in your head. That red is a certain type of protein. It's not blood. What you're seeing. That cow has been drained of every single bit of blood that it had. Y'all are just
I
scared.
respect it. I respect it. No, I've had it. I don't want my shit mushy. I need my shit well done, man. Listen. That shit, I can't have my shit on this period, man. I need it as dry as possible. You know what I'm saying? Like, I cannot have it like that, man. But I respect it.
Looking like it's about to come back.
I see where you're coming from. Now, let me ask the chat. How do you guys prefer your steak? I'm sure a lot of people are going to say rare or medium rare, right?
Oh, man.
Most responses will probably be medium rare, I would imagine.
They gotta be, man. They gotta be. But yeah, I'm Hispanic, bro. I get it burnt. My man knows what I'm talking about. He said black and Hispanic, like well done. Yep. WSN, bro. What's your last meal? WSN, hit me, bro.
I'm gonna have to go with Wingstop, bro. I think it's the mango habanero. I think that's what it's called. The Korean barbecue.
Ooh.
Half and half.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, it's all about preference, bro. Wingstop is delicious, but I think I agree with my Arthur, man. I need something really just it gotta be gourmet, man. I need Gordon Chef Ramsay to cook my shit and deliver it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'll say one thing about the ribeye is you can overcook that bitch and it still will taste good. I'll say that. I'll say that about the ribeye.
but I just had Wingstop yesterday. That shit is fire, bro. I can't lie.
It's fire. It is fire.
Yeah.
Wingstop's fire.
But if it's my final meal, it gotta be hand delivered, handcrafted by I need Salt Bay up in there pouring the shit.
That's right.
And then Chef Gordon Ramsay got to hand deliver my shit, man. Okay. Has any horror movie ever scared the crap out of you? And if so, what was the movie, man? I need to know because I need to see it. ASAP.
The Grudge, man.
The Grudge?
The Grudge got me, bro.
Really? The Grudge really got you like that? Oh man, that's like, was you not able to sleep that night, or what happened?
Bro, I mean, as far as like just jump for jump and jump scares throughout, where it was like, all right,
oh yeah,
that's enough.
Okay. Grudge's not a bad movie. I think my girl told me when she was younger, but she was a kid. I think The Grudge scared her as well. Arthur, you got a movie?
All right, so I'll run it down. Like when I was a little kid, right? I'm 6, 7 years old. For my brother's birthday, they put on The Exorcist. So
that's a bad one.
So, but ever since that movie, it was funny to me. Like it wasn't scary.
Really?
I swear to God, like I was laughing at the shit that was happening as a little kid.
Shit,
so
bro.
ever since then, no scary movie has scared me. But I'll tell you what movie has given me the most anxiety I've ever had in my life is, and I would consider this in the same spectrum of scary, is that Adam Sandler movie where he's like the diamond guy in New York. Kevin Garnett's in it.
I know what movie you're talking about. I forgot the name.
Is that Uncut Gems?
Uncut Gems.
That movie.
Hey, that's anxiety rush, bro.
That movie almost gave me a panic attack.
That whole movie is tense like that all the way through. You're like, all right, man.
That was a good movie, by the way.
I had to like breathe in and out while I was watching the movie. So like I would imagine people that like scary movies, if they were scared, that is like the same type of like result they would.
Okay. I respect the answer.
That was tense.
I respect the answer.
I'll never watch that shit again.
It's different than I expected, though. My man went with a thriller, man. WSM, bro, what's your movie, bro?
I hate horror movies, bro. But I'm gonna have to go with The Grudge too, bro. The face, like I can't like.
The Grudge.
The pale face and like the.
Come on, man.
Is the Grudge the witch one? Like the nun? Is that the Grudge? The nun one? Where
No. That's I think that one's called The Nun, right? I think that one's called.
It's called The Nun.
I think so.
I don't know. I don't watch a lot of scary movies. I think they're all.
Okay. Yeah. The Grudge. My girl was as well. I think that was the one that scared her when she was younger. For me, when I was young, man. For me, scary movies aren't really scary. Because I'm not in them, so they don't scare me like that. But like the jump scares and shit, they do is they turn my stomach sometimes when they show that's what gets me. And the one that got me, and it just grossed me out just because of the way they looked and just knowing that it was semi based on a true story was Hills Have Eyes. When I was younger,
that was rough.
Oh, Hills Have Eyes was a crazy movie.
Yeah, when I seen
that was a crazy movie.
I was young, man, and I seen that shit. It like stayed with me. I was thinking about this shit. At school, bro.
How old is I'm 33. How old is everyone here?
I'm 32.
I'm 32. So we're like, what's up?
Yeah.
43.
You're 43. Okay,
it's a young 43, bro. I thought
bro, you did not look 43, bro. I thought you were like maybe a couple years older than me.
Black don't crack. That's what they say, bro.
I thought Mees was like 28, 29.
I thought he was my son. I was like, little Mees, get the blankie.
Homie got like his Roth IRA and shit.
Good looking 43, man. Yeah. What about WSN is the baby in the family, though?
Yep.
That's right.
How old are you, bro?
24.
He's Kobe right now. He's Kobe right now.
That's right.
You got so many great years ahead of you, bro. It's crazy.
Man.
Yes, sir. And as far as horror movies go, man, my girl loves horror movies. Well, when they're good. Nothing scared her, by the way, at this point. But horror movies are probably one of the things that makes me the most nervous, bro. One time I kid you not, I was at the movies and we were watching, what was it? Blair Witch Project, I think it was, like the last one that came out. And one of the tree branches cracked and like I guess one of the characters like their body. It was like witchcraft. Their body cracked. And I kid you not, I felt someone tap me on the shoulder. Now, the scary part is that we were all the way at the top, all alone in the theater by ourselves. There was nobody there. It was a ghetto ass movie theater. Nobody there. Just me and my girl all the way at the top. Nobody sitting behind me. So why the fuck did I feel somebody tap me? I'm like, I'm tripping, bro. I couldn't even concentrate on the rest of the movie. That was probably the worst experience I had watching a horror movie.
Man.
All right, one more. Have you guys ever cried while watching a movie? And if so, what was the movie, man? We got to know.
Oh, absolutely, man. But it goes back. It might be before WSN's time, man. I don't know if you ever seen My Girl with Macaulay Culkin, My Girl. I was a young kid, man. That jacked me up, bro.
Beautiful movie, man. That's
my man got by the bees, man. I lost it, man.
That's tough, man. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'm not gonna lie. I think everybody's cried. If you haven't cried, you're lying, bro. Everybody cries.
I actually only cry because of movies. To be honest with you, like I only cry normal life stuff, like Marley and Me. When the dog dies, bro, I was done. Like I was crying like a little bitch. Like I've watched it more than once, and I've cried multiple times watching that movie.
That's a nice movie as well.
It's a beautiful movie. It's just you know what I mean. The whole, like, you see the dog's whole life, their whole family life, and then I'm sorry, it's beautiful. It's starting to tear me up now.
Facts. WSM, man, which was the one that made you cry, bro?
You guys said I'm the baby of the group, bro. I'm gonna go with the SpongeBob movie, bro.
I'm sorry, that's a good one. That's a good one. Go ahead.
SpongeBob and Patrick died, yo. I mean, that shit.
Man.
Yeah, and I feel you.
Wait, I forgot one that got me. It's right after I had my first son. Pursuit of Happiness, man.
Great movie. I just watched that recently, bro. Like, it's so good. When he finally gets it, like, that's the part when he finally
peak Will Smith, bro.
Yeah,
that's peak Will Smith.
Yeah,
that's peak Will Smith up there with I Am Legend as well, man. I mean, when bro put down his dog, had me a little bit, man. I'm not gonna lie.
The dog. Yeah. I got a thing with dogs, bro. Like, I'm a dog person. That's why I said Marley and Me. But you're right. I'm Legend. The dog getting bit.
Yeah,
fucked me up.
When he had to break his neck like that, bro. Like,
man.
I was like, nah, bro. That's my dog. I'm going with him, bro. Like, right here, dog. Plant one right here. But hey, the one that made me tear up most recently, man. I'm not gonna give up no spoilers because I'm sure a lot of people haven't seen it. Guardians of the Galaxy, bro.
I heard it was great.
I'm sitting there in the movies, and I look over, and my girl ain't never crying. It's always me, though. And I'm trying to man the fuck up because I'm not trying to be the only one walking out with dry, you know. And
I blame it on the air conditioning, you know.
I'm fighting shit back, bro, and I'm sneaking the fingers to wipe shit away.
It's the 3D glass. It's the 3D glasses.
That's right.
That's a great movie. If y'all haven't seen it, definitely check it out, man.
I heard it's incredible. Like, I heard it's the best one out of all three of them. That, as a trilogy, the first two were incredible. So the third one's the best one. That's got to be one of the best trilogies in a long time.
It is. And you know what? I'll even go a step further. And I'll say, and I'm a very harsh movie critic, I'll say this is my favorite Marvel movie of all time. I can go that far.
I've actually been hearing that a lot, man. And
really?
I've been hearing a lot of people say that. I'm there.
I'd love for you guys to watch it and then let me know what you guys thought. Because
I'm a big Marvel guy too. I go to sleep to Marvel movies every night. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I fall asleep, just because, like, I've heard the same movie over and over again. I've probably fallen asleep to Shang-Chi like 50 times.
Hey, that's a classic.
Or whatever. You know, I say it wrong. I'm sorry.
No. It's great. Yeah,
it's a good movie.
Yo, Marvel is phenomenal, but people are starting to complain about the new phase or whatever. Bottom line, if it's a good movie, it's a good movie. That's the way I see it, right?
Yeah.
And the last good movie that I saw from Marvel that I really loved was the Spider-Man one, right? What was it called? Was it No Way Home, or was it? I forgot what it was called.
See, I didn't like that movie, bro. Like, with the 3 Spider-Mans, right? Like, different iterations. I thought it was okay. Like, it was a one-time watch for me. Like, I tried to watch it again and I was bored.
But that still wasn't my favorite movie. My favorite Marvel movie was Endgame before the new Guardians. Guardians just took the cake for me, bro. It's just it ran circles around Endgame for me personally. Because Endgame has this like middle of the bridge part of the movie where it just goes into like a lot of talking and like it just goes away from what was
Yeah, it
interesting.
just goes down for a while.
And then it hits you with that high peak at the end, right?
Mhm,
But Guardians is nonstop, bro. Just greatness. Just definitely go check it out.
Infinity Ward too.
Yeah, that's my one. Infinity War. That's my one.
Yeah. That one, like Endgame, just both of them together. They're both great. I mean, Marvel's done a great job, man.
Yeah,
like, even the TV shows, like what's the Hawk one?
Hawkeye,
the Hawkeye one. Like people didn't
That's
like
the one
it.
I still haven't seen.
I liked it, bro. Like I like people talk shit about it. I thought it was a good show. I enjoyed it.
Right. Yeah, definitely, man. Marvel's one of my favorite. I like DC, but mainly for Batman. I wish they got their shit together. I am happy that James Gunn is about to start directing movies over there because after what he did with Guardians, bro, he's gonna teach.
James Gunn's going to DC because they just put out bullshit nonstop. James Nolan is the only one. He's the only one that's
James Gunn is going over there. I think he's gonna save that whole franchise, man. It's gonna be awesome.
He will. Every actor will hate him, but he'll save the franchise. Every actor will hate him.
But anyways, guys, it's going to wrap it up for another awesome episode of Around the League, man. I do appreciate everybody in the chat and especially my 3 awesome guests today. And you guys know I got to let you guys go ahead and give shout outs or anything you guys want to say, anything you guys want to shout out, your social medias, your YouTube channels is your chance, man. Let's start with the newcomer, Arthur.
I mean, it's right there, right? Can they see what's on?
Yeah, they can see it. They can see it.
I mean, that's my YouTube, that's my Twitter, that's my TikTok. I make YouTube content, I make TikTok content, I do awesome stuff. So if you want to follow me, that'd be dope. I'd appreciate it. I make Laker content on there. I also stream video games. I play COD. I'm like, all that type of stuff. So
okay, follow my guy Arthur. There you go. His information is his name right there below, right by his screen. By the way, are you gonna play that new Breath of the not the Breath of the 4.5
hours? 4
Bro,
hours.
I'm gonna go pick that up. That's why I actually did Around the League earlier because I don't usually geek out for video games, but Zelda's different, bro. Zelda is different.
I'm not even like a big Zelda guy, right? Like I love Zelda, like I love Zelda, right? But I'm not like a geek, like a Zelda geek. Breath of the Wild is the best game ever made.
Yeah.
Period. Hands down.
Talk to him, bro. I'm gonna stream it on my second channel, y'all. So definitely tap in, man. On the second channel, man, Primetime TV.
I'm gonna stream it too. I'm gonna stream it tonight, probably.
There's gonna be some goatness going on. WSM, bro. What you shouting out?
Hey man, thank you for having me, Dan. As always, brother. Man, the Godfather of Laker basketball. Mies, good seeing you again, my dog. Arthur, man, nice to meet you, bro.
Nice to meet you too, bro.
Thanks for having me on, man. Hopefully we can do this again.
Sure thing, brother.
Lakers in 6, by the way.
Yes, that's right.
Hey, WSN, is that your Twitter? WSN_Fitz?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna follow you right now.
I think that's the most intelligent thing anybody can do is just put their information on the screen. That way, people will watch this, man. Thousands of people will watch, and you guys can get the love you guys deserve. Mies, what you gotta say, brother? What you gotta say?
First of all, mad love to Dan, man. Appreciate you, man. Wouldn't be here without you, man. Shout out to my boys, WSN. Arthur, man, great seeing y'all again, man. And thanks for that, Arthur, again for that that shout out on TikTok, bro. I appreciate it, man.
Of course, bro. I'm not just gonna swipe your shit and not tell you.
Awesome,
man. Appreciate that, man. Of course. But yeah, Mies the GM. Hit me up anytime. We're gonna be getting our push-ups in for Game 6, Lakers in 6. You already know what it is. And Rock with Mies just dropped on my other YouTube channel. Just dropped.
Okay.
Brand new. Just hit the streets, man. Trying to get the content coming, man. So. We here, man. We here.
You guys are doing big things. I'm proud of all of y'all, man, and I appreciate y'all as for sure. You guys make this show what it is.
Proud of you, dog. What are you at? You're at 20,000 right now, right? Like 20.
Yeah. We're getting close to 21K. Nothing is possible without the big man upstairs, and of course the awesome support. Laker family is the best, man. We got the best fans in the world. Yes, the love they show is out of this world, man, and you guys as well, man. So I appreciate all of y'all, and we're gonna keep it rocking, man. I will see you guys here next week. You guys know what time of the day, unless the Lakers play. That's the only time we don't do Around the League Thursdays, but we'll switch the day. I'll see you guys here next week, all right? Make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, guys.
Peace out.